The following narrative raises concerns about potential inappropriate behavior, and while it does not explicitly describe abuse, grooming, or pedophilia, we want to emphasize the importance of being aware of such issues. Any interpretation of the events described in this story as potentially harmful or inappropriate should not be dismissed. If you find yourself in a situation that makes you uncomfortable or raises red flags, it is crucial to seek guidance from trusted individuals or appropriate authorities. This story is shared for discussion and understanding, and any concerns about inappropriate conduct should be taken seriously and addressed promptly.
Starting this post by explicitly stating that I'm not insinuating anything homophobic. It's just my perception. I'm a 14-year-old man and have a gay cousin 27 who has been around me since I was little. He always used to play with me and take care of me when my parents were away. He is a second-degree cousin, so his age is not relevant. This cousin of mine is the type who jokes about everything, acts a bit crazy, and so on. But there are some things that bother me, like when I was 10 and my parents were out. I was in his bathroom peeing, and he showed up with his phone camera at the bathroom window, facing the toilet. He started recording and teasing me, even posted the video on Facebook. The whole family saw and laughed, but I was embarrassed. Everyone thought it was funny and assumed I was upset because I was being a spoilsport. Another thing that left an impression on me was a similar incident when I was taking a shower, and he opened the bathroom door, which was slightly ajar, and started talking to me about what I wanted for dinner. I felt really embarrassed because the bathroom had a transparent shower, but since he was acting normally, I just responded about how I wanted the meat cooked, and he left. I found it strange because he never used to ask me about dinner like that before. Not to mention when there's a family party. Since I'm older than my other cousins, they play around while I sit on the bench eating. Whenever I'm there, he asks me to sit on his lap. I'm afraid that my thoughts might be influenced by homophobia because sitting on my cousin's lap should be normal, right? It shouldn't change just because he's gay. But there's something weird, I don't know. He shakes his leg when I'm on his lap, and it even hurts when he does that. Or when I sleep at his house, and he asks me to sleep with him even though there are 3 beds. And he sleeps very close to me, almost cuddling. I don't want to be homophobic or anything, so I avoid thinking about it. I keep wondering how prejudiced I might be. He's a cousin that everyone likes. My aunt has a lot of affection for him, and I also really like him because he's very nice. It's just that these things bother me. He's the cousin who jokes with everything and everyone, but I feel like it's different with me. Maybe it's my own internal bias. Am I the jerk for noticing these small things my gay cousin does? Maybe it's because he's gay. I don't know.
Sigh here. I usually don't post or read underage stories from Reddit, but this one I had to make a video about. It's very interesting that he wants to be respectful, not directly accusing his cousin of being a pedophile. He is genuinely worried, wondering if he might be homophobic by assuming that everything is okay, and that he is the one in the wrong in the story.
He is a second-degree cousin, so his age is not relevant.
His age is very relevant. He is a fully grown adult, and he knows what he is doing. Recording a child peeing is a very creepy behavior that is no longer tolerated in the society we live in. Posting it online is sickening, and I'm pretty sure that Facebook is not the only place where this video was uploaded. Not necessarily by the cousin, but the video is definitely on other websites now. More importantly, consider his response when you realized he was recording you. What would he have done if the child didn't act out? Clearly, this was a plan B to avoid being criticized by your parents. It's one thing to post a prank video. It's another to creepily record people's privacy for your own entertainment.
Another thing that left an impression on me was a similar incident when I was taking a shower, and he opened the bathroom door. I felt really embarrassed, but since he was acting normally.
Interesting choice of words. It left an impression him. It marked him. You know what else marks people? Growing up hearing that abusive behavior is normal, and seeing people acting naturally while doing something wrong. Making you feel confused is their goal, because later they can put the blame on you, saying you are the one who can't see things as they are. By the way, let me sidetrack a bit here. When someone talks negatively about you because you didn't understand some information they provided, you are not in the wrong. In communication, we say that the emisser, sender of the information, is responsible for making the receiver understand. So, the next time someone calls you dumb for not understanding, don't fall for their nonsense. They are the ones who lacks communication skills. Although it didn't happen in this situation, It reminded me of that. Let's get back on track now. In this type of situation, these people will act normally to avoid raising suspicion and creating a fuss. It is never okay for other people to enter the bathroom while you are taking a shower, and he never asked you what you wanted for dinner before. Why is he doing this now? This is more than a red flag.
He shakes his leg when I'm on his lap. When I sleep at his house, he asks me to sleep with him, and he sleeps very close to me, almost cuddling.
I'm out of words. All this physical contact is unnecessary, to say the least. Here, I was very disappointed in the cousin. There is no going back from it, and it is impossible not to label him as a predator at this point. I say disappointed because I still had hopes that he was just acting like a weird uncle, being inappropriate just for the laugh of it. However, moving your leg when a child is sitting on it, just to make them go up and down, won't make anyone laugh. And getting closer and closer to a child while you are in bed is scary. It's frightening. No one is laughing here either. And don't let the invitation thing slide. The invitation is the bait that will be used for victim blaming later. We only slept together because you accepted the invite. There are 2 other beds here, and you are the one who decided to come to my bed. It's fucking premeditated.
This cousin of mine is the type who jokes about everything. He's a cousin that everyone likes. He's very nice. My aunt has a lot of affection for him.
This is his shield, his camouflage. This makes your doubts even stronger and makes you think. No one will believe me if I tell, and I will be the villain of the story, so I better stay quiet. Which is the last thing you should do. Tell someone you trust and feel comfortable talking to about this. Again, in videos like this for safety reasons, I will not add quotes from the comments. But someone said that he was being abused by his cousin, and the op said that he wasn't because it didn't reach the R-word situation. Let's finish this with a couple of tips to help us recognize signs that indicate if someone is abusing us. The link is in the description, but keep in mind that this is for abuse in general. To be a victim of abuse, you don't need to be suffering from all the things we are about to mention. Just one is enough.
Disrespect. This can include persistently putting you down in front of others, not listening or responding when you talk, interrupting your phone calls, taking money from you without permission, or refusing to help with household chores and childcare.
Verbal abuse. This includes shouting, mocking, accusing, name-calling, and threatening you with words. It can also involve making you feel bad about yourself or your abilities.
Isolation, restricting access to family, friends, or other support systems. Monitoring or blocking your phone calls, telling you where you can and cannot go, or preventing you from seeing friends and family.
Sexual abuse. Any unwanted sexual contact, pressure to perform sexual acts, or unwanted sexual comments.
Emotional abuse, name-calling, manipulating, controlling, or belittling behavior, threatening to harm loved ones or pets.
Pressure tactics. Abusers may use threats to control you, such as withholding money or taking away your phone or car. They may also threaten suicide or take away your children, or report you to welfare agencies unless you comply with their demands.
Breaking trust. This involves lying to you, withholding information, being excessively jealous, having affairs, and breaking promises and shared agreements.
Physical violence. Hitting, slapping, pushing, choking, or any other form of physical harm.
Financial abuse. Controlling finances or limiting access to money.
Stalking, monitoring or tracking your movements or threatening to do so.
Harassment. Following, checking up on you, repeatedly calling or texting, messaging you, opening your mail or email without permission, or embarrassing you in public.
Threats and intimidation. This can involve making angry gestures, using physical size to intimidate you, to destroy your possessions, punching walls, wielding a knife or gun, threatening to harm you, your children, pets, or people you care about. Any means to instill fear or control.
Denial. Abusers may deny that the abuse is happening, blame you for their behavior, or pretend to be gentle and patient in public. They may cry and beg for forgiveness, or promise that it will never happen again.